So what was the topic of the event? So it was our S22 sales meeting of Hydroflask. So we are having twice a year this meeting. We are kicking off the season 1 year in advance, presenting the new products, presenting some sales updates, marketing updates. So it was our sales meeting, yeah. I'm working for Hydroflask in the marketing team, so I'm the marketing and event consumer coordinator, so coordinating all of the marketing activities for EMEA. Of course, with my colleagues, our marketing director and my colleague in digital marketing. And part of my mission is also to coordinate the sales meeting, so twice a year I'm working on the sales meeting as well. So usually we are doing our summer sales meeting as a physical event with all of our agents, distributors in one place, one location. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to turn it into a digital event to make sure that we're still communicating all of the information to all of our agents as they were not able to come, and also as we were not able to meet everyone. So this is why we went for a digital version with this studio with Livestream Agentur. Regarding the difficulties, it's always a challenge to start to work on this kind of event, digital events, especially as for many years we are having some physical events. So before we worked on the sales meeting last fall with the studio as well. And the difficulties was not knowing also the team, because it's important to know the team with who we are working, to know the setup. For this sales meeting, we used a bigger setup from following the recommendation of the studio, and it was way easier as the previous one. Because again, I mean, it's more learning how to do that, having this exercise of also kind of speaking in front of the camera. But yeah, I mean, it's just like it's easier with the time, and if we are planning well in advance and also working closely with the team for a few weeks and also reaching out to them a few months in advance, we can reduce the difficulties, so that's great. So the advantages of a digital event is to make sure that we are still reaching out to all of our agents, distributors and colleagues all around the globe. Also having them seeing the new products, seeing all of the information, because sometimes when we are doing a physical event in one place, one location, people cannot join, especially if they are coming from a country quite far. It's also a shorter format because it's just like 3 hours comparing to 2 days of events. So that's the main advantage. So we can have also everyone online. And then I think, again, and it's also regarding the cost, because having a 2 days event with the one location, hotels and all of the costs included, so we have less cost, let's say. But for us, it's not a choice. It's also we have to adapt ourselves regarding this situation, this COVID-19 pandemic situation. And the most important part for us, and that's the big advantages, is to have everyone online while we're here and to be able to speak to them about all of the topics. So Livestream Agentur supported us on everything. So first I reached out to them regarding the dates, and then they supported us in terms of recommendation for the setup, for the format, if we are going for the same setup, a small one, or if we are going for a bigger one, depending of our needs, if we are like a lot of people on the camera, etc. And they also supported me on the organization of everything, the agenda, using the video to make sure that the video that I got from the US, from our US colleagues are working, telling me which format do we need, also which music, etc. So it was, let's say, a big coordination from their side, along with me. And yeah, so they supported me since at the beginning to make sure that we had the best sales meeting for us. We are super satisfied because we went for a bigger setup. We are really happy about this recommendation from the studio. It was such a great event, so we are really satisfied by this one. Yeah, really good and positive feedback from our agents because 1 year ago we used some, let's say, we still use Zoom on ourselves, on our site. So just using a studio, an agency to take care of the food production is way different. And all of the agents and our colleagues mentioned that. So yeah, a really good positive feedback. Regarding the digital events more on the working side, so for instance, meetings, I'm pretty sure that we'll have more digital events. Sales meeting, it depends. But for meetings with everyone, for sure we will have more and less physical meetings in person because sometimes we don't need to travel Europe just for a 2 hours meeting, spending also time in the flights, in the train, also for the environment. It's way better to turn into, to do some digital events and also for time for sure. So yeah, I mean, let's see in the future. It's uncertain, we don't know how it's gonna be, but I mean, we are all adapting ourselves to that, and let's see. But digital events, I think, will be still there in the future.